Hey, I want you to cast your mind back to around this time last year, January 2017. It was a simpler time. Barack Obama was still president. Barnaby Joyce was still Australian. And none of us knew what the hell these things were. Hey, dude, you want to spin my fidget? Get away from me! It was a great time. It was around this time that the federal government was copying some heat over what they'd been sending to some people for Christmas.
Nearly 170,000 past and present welfare recipients have been sent debt letters, which many people say are inaccurate, leaving them to fight a system they say has a reverse onus of proof.
Oh shit, people, you do not want Centrelink as your secret Santa. You'll get them a nice gift voucher and they'll just get you a debt letter for thousands of dollars, which is not fair because we all agreed the presents were going to be $10 max. Max! Do you remember this? It was all part of the government's attempt to save the taxpayer billions of dollars by cracking down on welfare debt. And Human Services Minister Alan Tudge, he made it very clear that he wasn't mucking around.
We will find you, we will track you down, and you will have to repay those debts, and you may end up in prison.
Okay, mate, calm down. You're doing admin, you're not Liam Neeson. I will look for you, I will find you, and I will bill you. In July, Centrelink introduced an automated debt recovery system that would come to be known as Robo debt, which is kind of like RoboCop if RoboCop worked in a call centre and hated poor people. RoboDebt was basically an algorithm that checks your income reported to Centrelink against information at the Australian Tax Office. What a sexy sentence that was. If the algorithm detected any discrepancies, it would automatically send a letter asking you to explain the situation, which is all fine in theory until you remember that sometimes robots can't think good.
The automated compliance system appears to work by averaging annual income reported to the tax office across fortnights where sometimes people were either working a lot, only a little, or sometimes not at all. To a computer, all this can look like a welfare recipient was earning money that was not being declared, and in turn receiving money from Centrelink they weren't entitled to.
Yeah, see, if you weren't working, RoboDebt just assumed that you were, and that you were hiding all that money that you were definitely earning. Silly RoboDebt, you're confusing people on Centrelink payments with multinational corporations. Look, RoboDebt, here's the hidden money, go fetch! RoboDebt took over the job that was previously being done by human beings. Well, you know, people who work at Centrelink. Close enough. So where there used to be a discrepancy, a human being could investigate it and they might easily see the error or the typo that led to the discrepancy and sort it out. But with RoboDebt, any discrepancy resulted in a Centrelink sending out a clarification letter. And that resulted in an increase from 20,000 letters a year to 20,000 a week. That is a lot of letters. That's some grandma level shit. So you got this less than perfect algorithm sending out 20,000 letters a week and then sometimes subsequently charging a 10% debt recovery fee. And if Centrelink didn't hear back from you disputing the debt because you missed it or ignored their letters or whatever, they took that to mean that the debt was accurate, which is an approach that I would describe as presumptuous. Like if you texted someone asking them to have sex with you and they didn't reply, and then you just rocked up at their house with a cheeky smile and some lube, some people might question your methods. Particularly if you then explained you'd also be charging a 10% sex recovery fee. So if you were lucky enough to receive one of these clarification letters, you could try to call Centrelink, but that was often quite frustrating. And by frustrating, I mean a fucking shit show. In the first 10 months of the last financial year, more than 42 million calls to Centrelink received engaged signals. 42 million. 42 million? There's only 24 million people in the fucking country! Hey, Australia, take a hint. Centrelink is just not that into you. Stop calling and move on, girl. It's getting pathetic. Let's check out on Liam Neeson now. Look at him. How's he doing?
Just bear with me, won't be too long.
How long we got? Okay. Good. Robodebt wasn't a complete failure. About 80% of the discrepancies it identified resulted in people paying back money that they actually owed to the taxpayer. But that leaves a 20% error rate, which affected thousands and thousands of people. In fact, since July 2016, 49,000 people who were mailed letters were found to owe nothing. People like Darren.
Darren's confident his $300 debt will be overturned, but is furious about the amount of time he's had to spend clearing his name.
Oh, Darren's furious! Look at him shaking his head at those bloody forms! For someone like Darren, it was a headache, all right? But for some other people, this was a nightmare. Like this single mother on a low income receiving a debt notice 2 weeks before Christmas for more than $24,000 because she'd recorded the name of her employer in 2 different ways. So the automated system read that as her having 2 different jobs. I see you have been working at both Sports Girl and Sport Girl. No payment for you, calculate. What is love? In some cases, due to some out-of-date details, Centrelink even issued debt notices to people who had died. Fuck, how do you approach that one? Hi, so sorry for your loss. Speaking of loss, old mate in the coffin there put us in the red. So once you're all wrapped up with this, give us a call. I'll leave. The impact of Robodebt has been, to put it mildly, full on. In January of last year, independent MP Andrew Wilkie said the Robodebt system was making some people suicidal. And around the same time, the official Centrelink Twitter account was just referring people to Lifeline. Hashtag don't kill yourself. But apparently Alan Tudge and the government were pretty happy with it.
We are not going to scrap the welfare compliance system as the Labor Party suggests. This is the system working as it was intended.
Yeah, well, the system sucks, Tudgy! Last year, $18 million of false debt was wiped out on review in New South Wales alone, and a Senate Standing Committee on Social Affairs released a report finding the program had a profoundly negative impact on the lives of thousands of Australians, which coincidentally is also what they said when they released a report on my dick! Woo! They said my penis had a profoundly negative impact on the lives of thousands of Australians. Yes, Darren, feel free to shake your head. That report was pretty... I think he's reading the report. So you might be thinking, yeah, cool, Tom, great story, whatever. Why are you telling us this now in January 2018? That's old news, Grandpa. If you said that, you're weird. But it's not old news. Robodebt is still a thing. That Senate committee called for the program to be stopped and overhauled before any more harm is done. Also what they said about my penis. But the government has not done that. In fact, we learnt in July and August of last year, Robodebt mailed out 114,000 letters. That's more than a quarter of all notices sent during the 14-month life of the program. So Robodebt isn't just carrying on as normal and not being held to account, it's actually getting worse. The citizenship website notmydebt.com.au posts stories from people who say they've wrongly received debt letters, like this couple on a disability support pension who claim Centrelink told them they owed $90,000. Good on you, Centrelink. Those pesky disability support pension claimants have had it too bad for too short. Robodebt is still going, and if you're receiving Centrelink payments right now, it's going to be really handy for you to be across this stuff. Keep your records up to date, make sure all of your payslips, you've got them, and make sure that you know your rights. If you're getting overpaid by Centrelink now, you might not receive a Robodebt notice about it until 2020. 2020, that is a strange dystopian future when Oprah will be president, our oceans will be filled with disused fidget spinners, and chances are the exploitation and demonisation of welfare recipients will still be used for political gain.
Just bear with me, won't be too long.
Oh, fucking hell!